This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
You know, it's really weird, you know, with the way board gaming has gone recently, you know, where people have been horribly disappointed and with a lot of things, you know, you come out with a game and it has 27 expansions and, or, you know, just, you know, coming out with something just because it has an IP and not being very good and you know, a lot of these different things. And yet, there are people out there that are so brilliant and so passionate about board gaming, dungeon crawling, whatever, you know, however you want to do it, that they could just do something so simple and just really breathe life into something. And this is what this book has done for me. And it's called Book of Dungeon by some very, very good friends who did Bag of Dungeons, which I absolutely love. I love that game more than anything. Unfortunately, we lost 2 copies in the recent meltdown that we had. I had extra copies, and then, well, it happens. What's going to happen is happening. But, you know, that fire. Ugh. But, this is something special. We're going to go down and take a look at it. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk more about this on the other side. I don't want to ruin my book, so I'm going to do this the best way I possibly can. So there are 100 different dungeons in here, and I'm going to explain everything to you. I'm not going to tell you everything, how everything works, but I'm going to give you a really nice overview of how this works. So the first thing you're going to want to do is create your character. And next to your dungeon, and I'll show you in a second here, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a pair of dice, and I think doing it randomly is kind of cool because you're going to roll and then you're going to decide who you are. So say you want to be the elf sorcerer, really cool, okay? And then you're going to roll a dice for a strength bonus because you want to have a strength bonus, okay? You want to be a really powerful elf, okay? Sorcerer, cool, no problem. So you have all the, you know, the different ability that you're going to have, your starting health, okay, your trade, of course, and your race, okay? Then what is going to happen is you're going to take your two six-sided dice, right? Okay, and you are going to start adventuring in this dungeon. So how does this work? Okay, first of all, you're going to fill out everything here. We rolled on the other plate. If you want to draw a little picture in here, that's cool. You want to keep back track of your combats, any notes that you want to put in, and your final score for the entire thing. In the back, there's a way that you can score this. Okay, over here, Fred's free item, he's going to give you something, okay, which is really cool. So you're going to put it in here, and you're going to look in the back of the book because there's a bunch of different things that you can get. Items chart, you roll 2 dice, okay? And it's really nice because when you find something random, you're rolling 2 dice and you're just pulling things out certain there. Then there's caverns and all this other stuff that we'll talk about that in a minute. And you're going to come and, you know, for instance, you get a free item. You're going to look at the item and you are going to, the Iron Axe. It's going to give you +2 to combat. And you're going to start off your first adventure with that. So you'll write that in here, and there's a bunch of other stuff that you can have. As you can see, you know, you have 2 hands that you can fill, your chest, your feet, and your head, of course, and your backpack. Okay, so you're allowed to keep a certain amount of items to help you through this incredible dungeon. So what you're going to do is you're going to start here, but you're going to roll two six-sided dice, and something's going to come up. So for instance, if you rolled a 4, you would draw in here that is a corridor. You're going to run into a corridor. Then you'll keep on rolling, and there'll be different things. And there's little marks here. So for instance, you can only have 2 chests in here, but if if you fill in and you find the 2 chests and you roll 10 again, well, it'll just be a 4-way intersection here, okay? And there are other things and everything, but of course, for a 6 and an 8, which is very common, you're going to run into a monster. And then when you run into a monster, you're going to roll 2 6-sided dice again, right? How simple is this, right? That you are going to face one of these creatures. For instance, let's say that you you end up fighting a goblin, okay? They roll 1 dice plus 1, okay? So say they get a 5, plus 1 is a 6, all right? You are, depending on what your combat is, your strength level, okay? It's going to be 2 dice plus your strength bonus, okay? Any items, remember we said plus 2. So you roll and you end up with a 10, okay? 10, subtract 4, okay? Subtract 6 is going to leave 4. You're going to do 4 damage to that goblin. It has a health of 5, so you're going to keep battling back and forth until you defeat whatever you are facing. So you want to make sure that you get rid of them quickly. The first thing you're going to want to do is you need to get the Ring of Creation. Once you have that, then you're trying to work your way over to fight this incredible dragon. If you fight the dragon, you have beaten this dungeon, and guess what? You can take your character and move to the next one. And good luck with that. Because again, there are all kinds of different types of creatures that you are going to be running into and things like that. And, it's never the same. The formation's different. But can you make it all the way through 100 dungeons? Can you do that? Well, that's only for you to find out. There's going to be a lot of different variances. There's going to be caverns and stuff like that. Like, for instance, here, this area, if you run into this area, there's rules for caverns, and there's a lot of different spicy things, traps and things that you're going to run into. And it's not as easy as you think. Even just trying to get through the first dungeon is going to take you some time. And that's the beauty of this. It really hits on all cylinders and does so many great things. Can you make it through? Can you keep your character alive? And can you keep going? There are alternate rules for a lot of different things back here and stuff like that. And there's a lot of stuff. There's some things I didn't cover, but you have the gist of what this fantastic book is. Made with passion and love from a fantastic company who did one of my favorite games, which I'm still grinding over, Bag of Dungeons. This wonderful, wonderful, wonderful book is something that you are absolutely going to adore. And I promise you that. From great, great people who continue to put out great games. Gunpowder Studios. Go check them out. www.gunpowderstudios.co.uk and just start having a blast. And let's go up top. I've got some final thoughts, and then we'll get on out of here. What more can you say about this? You don't have to ruin the book. You can, if you have a copy machine, which I do, you could take it and break out a copy machine. You don't have to use dice. You just use the pages and flip them, which is real cool. And I think the thing that I really enjoy about this is how this is just all in front of you. And, you could play that first adventure 4 times and it's different every single time. And I've never, these guys, are just fantastic human beings who just always come up with something so fantastic. Tim, Russ, Paul, and all their game testers and everything like that. I have to, name these guys off and let you know how great this is. It's everything that Bag of Dungeons is in a book, and It is just fun. It's pen and pencil. It has this old school feel to it. It's beautifully illustrated. It's done so well. So simple, yet so much passion put into it. And there are just so many times that it can change, and you can campaign it. You could do, you could do about 90 different things in what you're doing here, and just come up with this just remarkable experience every single time. I'm blown away by this. You need to get this. Go on Amazon, pick this up. You are not going to be disappointed. This is a home run. And I mean absolutely out of the park home run. Book of Dungeons, one of the best games I've played in a long time. And congratulations to everybody at Gunpowder Studios. These guys are fantastic. If you haven't played Bag of Dungeons, make sure that you check it. I've got to try to find a couple of copies for myself, a matter of fact, because it's a game I miss. And I want to do live on the channel again now that we have all these wonderful things going on with the channel. And I really want you to really go out and take a look at this fantastic game. You will not be disappointed. Book of Dungeons from the great Gunpowder Studios. Go to their website, check them out, support them. I'm telling you, if you're looking for something to have a blast with, all right, if you're on a plane trip and you want to play something, you want to do something, if you're traveling, or if you're stuck in a hotel, if you're snowed in, if it's too hot out, if you just want to sit by the TV and have some, play something with the TV in the background, this does it so many different ways. Go check it out. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.